Hey guys, welcome back to Rick House Reviews. As always, it is Ryan.
And I am Doug.
And today we have another double oaked bourbon, this time from Pursuit United. But first, if you guys like what we do, please engage the algorithm. Hit the like, comment, and subscribe down below, as Doug so gratefully pointed to. It really helps us out. Share the videos with your friends, family, and any bourbon lovers you may have in your life. This is Pursuit United's Batch 2CF, double oaked, 108 proof, 54%. Should be a fun double barreled bourbon.
As always, we do our scoring via aroma at 25, flavor at 30, finish at 25, and then 10 points for recommend and buy again. And we'll give you a little bit more on what those mean near the end of our session.
Very cool. By the way, I just noticed something on the back of this.
Ruh-roh.
This is a blend of high rye and wheated bourbons.
Enjoy the pursuit.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Batch 2CF. Very cool. All right, you ready?
We are ready. With that, let's dig in.
Whoa. That is not what I expected on the
Nope.
nose at all. That is chocolate
There you go.
and tobacco and
What's the spice?
it's a warming spice. I would call it warming spices because I can never pinpoint that.
Right.
But it's not like cinnamon. It's like
No.
it almost smells like amberana. Like that cinnamon
right
wood
at
from
the
Brazil.
edge.
Yeah.
Yes.
That is delightful. It doesn't smell 108 proof at all, by the way.
Nope.
And you get a little bit of vanilla on it too.
Yes, you do.
Also, it smells more like, now that I've smelled it a couple more times, like a chocolate caramel sauce.
Okay, I can see that.
With like cinnamon and nutmeg and maybe a little bit of clove.
Yeah, there's the nutmeg. But yeah, there's a little chocolate finish.
Whoa. Whoa. Woo!
Yeah, because the nose does not make you think it's 108.
Yeah, you take a little bit too big of a sip and
You
get
get
it.
hit with that 108.
You do. But I should know.
Chocolate clove.
Yeah.
Nutmeg.
I get more caramel on the
Interesting.
taste than chocolate.
Okay. I get the chocolate mostly on the finish. Get it on the nose, get it on the finish.
I get intensely vanilla and barrel char on the front. And then it kind of disappears into like this burnt sugar and chocolate.
Right.
And then it becomes a little bit sour and astringent from the proof. I like the start of the finish, but the
Right.
back half of it and what's still on my palate now is not super enjoyable. Man, you and I are...
A little opposite. A little
No, I
on
think
point.
we're totally mostly in line on this one.
Right. All right. With that said, with our aroma, I went 22 out of 25.
Did we do the scoring? Did we go over
Oh,
the scoring?
shoot.
We didn't go over the scoring.
We did go over the scoring system.
We did.
Yes, we did. We don't know. Every now and then, we just want to do it
Something
again.
slips through the cracks, guys. That's...
If for any reason we did, there will be a short clip, and now we're back.
Yeah.
Sorry about that, guys. But if not, well, now you got that weird
I'll just put it on the screen.
wee.
Probably.
But yes, out of 25, 22.
You and I totally agree.
The
22 out of
nose,
25.
The aroma. It
Extremely strong
brings
aroma.
you in and like
It's
invites
inviting.
you
It's inviting.
to enjoy.
It's
this
very inviting.
very flagrant beverage.
Flavor, I only gave it a 20 out of 30.
I went 24. I really liked how it gave a lot more nuance to the palate. The chocolate front, back, a little bit of the vanilla and caramel and nutmeg, And as you
See-
said, some of the like just very basic clove.
Yeah, I came from it from a different perspective on the flavor, which is I really liked what it was doing at the start with the spices and the vanilla and the caramel, and then the chocolate just kind of ran over it like a truck.
Jeez.
And I wanted all that stuff to continue, and then it was just like caramel and chocolate, burnt sugar and chocolate, and I was like, okay, cool. I like these flavors too, but you didn't need to run over all of the other flavors in this to get onto my palate.
There you go. I'm still holding with my 24 just because I like it.
There's nothing wrong with that. I think
Mhm.
20. I also think 20 out of 30 is a very respectable score to be in the
without a
upper
shadow of a doubt.
third of
Mhm.
bourbons. Finish, I gave it a 19 out of 25. There's some really enjoyable things I like you get the vanillin from the barrel char and
There
it
you go.
being double oaked.
Yep.
The burnt sugar from the end of the flavor really turns into like a caramel flavor on your palate
Exactly.
that is very delightful,
Wonderful.
and I love it.
There you go. 21 out of 25 from me. I
problem.
think the finish with that chocolate, yes, it comes out of, left field truck rolling over all the other flavors, but sometimes you just want that in your bourbon
Sometimes you do.
in a different way. And I think that uniqueness of this bottle with the double oak comes out a little smoother than some of the others that we've had in the past.
Yeah.
So, however,
Buy again.
I would totally buy again 6 out of 10.
6 out of 10. I would totally want a backup bottle of this, especially at the $70 MSRP range. Totally agree. 6 out of 10. My second favorite double oaked bourbon
There you
behind Peerless.
Mm-hmm. I think that's my downfall with the recommend. I think I would recommend Peerless over this guy just because there's a little difference. And the difference kind of is vague, but it's clear in my mind that Peerless actually is the better of the two double barrels.
Yeah, so I gave it a 6 out of 10 on recommend. I think it's like $15 less expensive. It's a little bit easier to find. If you're trying to get in double barreled and you want like a pinnacle example of it, I think this is a good bottle to recommend because I think there's a lot more subtle notes and little tiny moments in the sip of the Peerless double oaked.
True.
For like a more refined palate that likes a lot more double barreled, and maybe drinking something like this, you would then pick them up better in that.
I believe so.
So I went 6 out of 10.
That's a good choice.
I gotta really say, I did not get any robust vanilla or sweet oak. I did get
Okay.
chocolate and caramel though.
Did
So you
get that.
guys are batting 500 on your label.
There you go. That'll play. Any last words before we...
Total score
Run
will be
away?
here. Total score will be here. No, I think that's about it. I think that wraps it up.
That's always fun. We are Rick House Review. I'm Doug.
I am Ryan.
I will look forward to having you watch next time.
Peace out, guys.